Hey everyone, Happy New Year. I hope you all had a safe and warm holiday season. For the first lip review of this new year, we're heading in strong with Peripera. They came out with new shades for their Ink Mood Glowy Tint. This is part of their soft berry collection. They did come out with 3 new shades for this collection. We have 1 warm tone shade and 2 cool shades. Very beautiful packaging as well, similar to previous shades, but it does have hearts on the cap, and on top of the cap is a strawberry. For the brush, it does look quite similar to previous shades as well. I'm excited to review these, so let's go ahead and get started. So starting first, we have shade number 30, Happy Berry. It's labeled as a spring warm soft / light shade. It's described as being a base color and sort of this nude berry pink shade. It does look quite similar to the promotional pictures. Very beautiful and soft MLBB pink color. This is the shade that I was looking forward to the most from all 3 shades, and it looks like it's something around my palette, sort of this soft color. And I am a soft autumn / light spring seasonal color. Very beautiful and flattering shade, very good for my natural beige skin tone as well. Although this is warm tone, it does lean slightly towards being more of a neutral shade, slightly warm, so it's not too warm tone. It does seem to have a little bit of a purple undertone, but we'll have to see the more layers that we apply. It's described as being a base color, but I think this looks really good just by itself as well if you want more of a natural look. For the formula, it pretty much feels the same. Very moisturizing, has this gel-like formula and a very beautiful glossy finish. So now we have the full look. The more they apply, the more pink. A little bit of a purple undertone as well, but it's quite subtle. Compared to the promotional pictures for the full look, it does look a little bit more mute. It does have a little bit more purple on the lip swatch as well. I'd say the promotional picture looks a little bit closer to the gradient look. Regardless, a very beautiful MLBB shade. This definitely does look a little bit similar to Bear Grape, although this is like sort of a warm tone color. These do have a sweet scent, so I'll keep that in mind. Sort of this sweet shea butter scent. I was a little bit concerned about the oxidation of this, but it looks very beautiful. It does settle and deepen a little bit. When I first applied it, so it has this bunny's tongue pink type of color, but once it oxidizes, it's going to look more like a pink purple shade, semi-mute as well. For the formula, it pretty much feels the same. Really good to build up the color, very moisturizing, very beautiful to be a gloss finish. Semi blurs the wrinkles of your lips. I'm gonna go ahead with the transfer test. So you can see it did transfer a little bit. It does have a really nice stain, however. It does look quite similar to the full look for the stain. So you're not really gonna have much of a red stain with this shade. Very beautiful stain color and good pigmentation. Alright, so here are some comparison swatches. At the bottom, I have Happy Berry. On top of that is 29 Hurry Up Pink, which recently came out as well. On top of that is Bear Grape. And at the bottom here is Captivating Pink in the shade 10, which is discontinued. They do seem to look quite similar to each other. They have sort of this mauve pink purple color. Happy Berry at the bottom looks really similar to Bear Grape. Bear Grape is actually a cool tone shade, but also works for warm tones as well. Happy Berry is labeled as a warm tone shade. It's closer to being a neutral shade, but it does have a little bit of purple in it, which looks quite similar to Bear Grape. For 29 Hurry Up Pink in the middle here, it's a summer cool shade. So it does have a little bit more of a violet purple undertone, which is a little bit more cool tone. Hurry Up Pink can go a few shades darker and then has a similar muteness as Bear Grape. So I'd say it looks the most similar to Bear Grape. For Captivating Pink here, you can see it's a little bit more cool toned. It's not as bright or vibrant as these 3 up here. It's a little bit more mute. Alright, next up we have shade 31, Honorable Berry. This is a semi-mute warm shade. It's labeled as a spring warm shade and it's described as being a berry red color. It's supposed to give you this strawberry red type of color, and it does look quite similar to that. It does seem to have a little bit orange in the promotional pictures. Very bright and vibrant, but on the lip swatch it's a little bit more mute. It's not as vibrant. It does look more like a strawberry red color with no orange undertones. I think it looks a lot better in person. It gives a very beautiful rosy red type of color. For the full look, the more that you apply, the more rosy and vibrant it is going to look. Very beautiful cherry red color, sort of this like Christmas red. And again, this is a spring warm shade. Here's a quick hand comparison. At the bottom, I have Honorable Berry. On top of that is number 5, Cherry So Wet, which does have a little bit more purple in it. And on top of that, I have Roman's Dewy Full Water Tint and number 7, Cherry Way. It looks a lot more similar to Roman's Cherry Way. Last but not least, we have shade 32 GoGo Berry. This is a mute cool shade. It's described as being a summer mute, summer cool shade, and it's labeled as a berry pink color. Quite similar to the promotional pictures as well. You have a very beautiful subtle berry pink color, very subtle berry undertones. So over, you're going to have more of a mauve pink color. I didn't really expect too much from this shade, but this actually looks quite flattering. Especially for the gradients look. Very nice pop of color, semi-brightening. I also do like that it's semi-muted. This also looks really well to wear in the winter if you're a cool tone. Alright, so now for the full look, the more layers you apply, the more bright and vibrant it is going to look. So it does look a little bit rosy under some certain lightings. So this grape, like the promotional picture looks more like the gradients look. I personally prefer the gradients look because it's a little bit too cool tone for me for the full look. However, it's quite beautiful. At the bottom is GoGo Berry, and then we have shade 26 and 25. I'll put the name of the shades on the screen somewhere. But just a little bit side comparison so you can see what they kind of look like. They have this very fruity, vibrant type of color. For 26 in the middle, it does look a little bit more purple, more vibrant. And for 25 at the top, it's a little bit more vibrant and bright as well. It does look a little bit more rosy. GoGo Berry kind of looks like a mixture of these two. Sort of this fuchsia color, but with purple undertones. On this side, I have Cherry So Wet, which looks so similar in muteness. They do kind of look similar to each other. Both cool tone shades, but Cherry So Wet is a little bit more mute, according to the chart, and more cool tone. This is Peripera's Ink Lasting Lip Gloss Mini. This is in their shade 14 Fine Joy. And I didn't buy this. This was part of the promotional, sort of this fuchsia pink color. I'm going to go in with Roman's Lip Matte Pencil and number 2 Delvey Pink. Just to create a base, I'm going to go in with their mini gloss in 14 Fine Joy. So that's the pairing of them. So this fuchsia pink color is quite bright, quite vibrant. For these formulas, they don't have a stain, so it works best as a lifter gloss because it fills in the wrinkles of your lips and gives you a very beautiful glossy finish. So for my intro and outro video, I have Tenderly Peach as a base, and then I went in with 30 Happy Berry for a subtle gloss finish. So for the soft berry collection, there were 2 cool shades and 1 warm tone shade. My favorite would have to be 30 Happy Berry because it works really well for my natural beige skin tone, also for my seasonal palette as well. For the cool tone shades, they're actually quite flattering. I wasn't expecting much from them. As a cool tone shade, I do prefer them as a gradient look. They do have similar shades that are already on the market. However, for this formula, it is quite moisturizing, really buildable, really easy to blend and blur, really beautiful dewy gloss finish. So that would have to conclude for today's video. I hope that you found it helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.